There were fiery scenes at the PM's National Press Club speech in Canberra today. No, I'm talking inside.
Well, thank you very much.
Press Club President Laura Tingle wasting no time.
Do you want to take this opportunity to actually say sorry for the mistakes you've made as Prime Minister?
Well, thanks for the question.
The PM dipping and dodging as journos bayed for blood.
What actually makes Parliament more safe for women now?
Have you lost touch with ordinary Australians?
Doesn't this suggest lessons haven't been learned?
Why are you the best person to lead the coalition to the next election?
Off the top of your head, can you tell me the price of a loaf of bread, a litre of petrol and a rapid antigen test?
I'm not going to pretend to you that I go out each day and I buy a loaf of bread and I buy a litre of milk. I'm not going to pretend to you that I do that.
I mean, it's one banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10?
But it was this saucy question that left Scott speechless. Kind of.
I wanted to ask you about close friend Gladys Berejiklian. I've been provided with a text message exchange between the former New South Wales Premier and a current Liberal Cabinet Minister. In one, she describes you as, quote, a horrible, horrible person, going on to say she did not trust you and you're more concerned with politics than people. The minister is even more scathing, describing you as a fraud and, quote, a complete psycho. Does this exchange surprise you? And what do you think it tells us?
Well, I don't know who you're referring to or the basis of what you've put to me. But I obviously don't agree with it. And I don't think that's my record.
For the record, Gladys can't recall these texts.
Have a great day. We're just having a chat to you just about Scott Morrison and your relationship with Scott Morrison.
And for the PM, it was all about a quick getaway.
Prime Minister, if Gladys Berejiklian thinks you're horrible, what is the rest of Australia supposed to think?
Thank you, everyone. Wow.
I mean, how do you respond to that?
There is no...
You blink a lot. But I actually think, I thought he was hurt by it. I thought that was the response of someone.
Was.
Well, you can't tell because there's smiles like some sort of default with him. But I know politicians have got thicker skins than most other people, but wouldn't you be devastated? Devastated if someone said that to you in a room full of people. I thought he was hurt, but Waleed,
Well, it's funny you mention that, Kate, because we've got a series of exchanges between Pete and Carrie about you, and
Don't read that.
Yeah, I mean,
hang on, most of them are pictures, aren't they?
if the Premier read the group WhatsApp, the Prime Minister read the Premier's group WhatsApp, he'd be not happy with what he saw. They're very vocal. But if you look at Gladys, what she has said in her statement today, gosh, just to be able to use the I have no recollection at any time you want to not be involved in something. It's a lovely thing to be able to say.
Well, you'd have a recollection of the thoughts, though, wouldn't she?
Yeah, but then she goes on, I support the Prime Minister. I think he's the best person to lead our nation for years to come. I mean, she's deciding she's going to stand in his camp. I get maybe that's just partisan stuff. I think what's significant about it, though, is beyond that particular exchange, is just the tone of that press club.
Yes. So it was extraordinarily...
To see, like, this... coordinated is not the right word, but almost this consensus across the press gallery that they were just going to go for it.
And what do you think that means?
I just think that doesn't happen unless a Prime Minister's in real trouble. Like, I think that maybe this was the day the press gallery called the election and just said, you're not going to win this, we think you're gone. That doesn't mean they'll be right, by the way. They probably thought that in 2019.
Do you think he knew that antipathy or whatever was coming?
I don't think he did, but maybe he did. But I don't think he walked in that room expecting that to happen. That would be my guess. It's just a guess. But either way, I think it's a really significant moment. Like, I feel like something big has happened that day, and maybe it's just a reflection of something big that's already happened. But either way, that's...
I'm glad he doesn't buy a loaf of bread each day. That's too much. That's too much bread, Prime Minister. Too much bread.
What about the milk?
And the milk is a lot.
He looks lactose intolerant.